What's going on, everybody? No, I am not clickbaiting you. They got the cards in hand. Two new Zapdos cards added to the collection. Also, going to run through my entire Zapdos collection right now. Let's go. As I was just mentioning, these are the two cards I just added to my Zapdos collection. As you might be able to tell, you may know where this logo's from. This came from the Dubsy collection at least one point. It was in his collection. Didn't get this card from him personally. This came from Low Poppin on Instagram. Shout out to him. I traded for this card, a an awesome card, and I'll explain that in a second. And I also picked up a awesome modern-ish vintage card to add to the Zapdos collection. And at the same time, I'm gonna go through my entire Zapdos collection again for you. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Just a general update of to the whole thing. Actually, I forgot a card. Can't forget this one. So let's jump into it, shall we? So this card, off the rip, Plasma Storm PSA 10 Zapdos EX. Population roughly 18 PSA 10s. This card I purchased, it was just eBay buy it now, offer accepted. Hadn't seen this card go for sale, so seeing it go for sale was pretty cool. I think it was roughly $300, not too bad. A little pricey, but I wanted to snap by it because you're not going to see these go for sale too often right now. May not be a lot of them getting graded, but I doubt it. I'm sure the population will grow, of course, but I wanted to snap by this, kind of get this thing out of the way. Love this card. I have an Articuno I'm going to get graded, probably a PSA 10, so I'm hoping I could basically counteract the price of this bad boy. Absolutely love this Zapdos. I love it. It's not a Galarian. Galarian's okay, but I love like just the old school Zapdos and cannot wait to see the new EX cards coming out. They give me similar vibes to these. Like they're half arts, they're kind of coming out of the card a little bit, out of the little art area, and I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty dope to see what they look like. So this one's added to the collection. Another one I have not owned ever. This card I traded. I don't even know what the value was, but I traded a PSA 10 Kingdra crystal for this, and this is where we're at. So this is again out of the Dubsy collection at some point. Obviously, he didn't care for it too much, which is why it's in my hands now. But this is a Zapdos Mint 9 with no rarity symbol. There are several of these listed for sale in 9 condition. I haven't seen a single 10 go for sale personally. Um, and all of them are extremely expensive. All the asking prices are insane. These are not too easy to come by. Like I said, the no rarities are pretty scarce, and really excited to add this 9 to my collection. It's a 9, but it is what it is. It's all I can find right now, and I'm happy to have one to fill in the slot. This card was a gift, and this card's absolutely awesome. So this is actually Ace Grading. This is the grading company out of I think it's the UK, from my boy Moe. So this was an awesome card. I didn't have this in a PSA 10, so this fills my slot essentially for this card. I'm not going to go get a PSA 10. This is cool enough. Awesome card. Rocket Zapdos, of course, one of my favorite arts. Up next, PSA 9 First Edition Zapdos base set. I definitely love the Cosmo Hollow on the Japanese one way more than this. Uh, this is something I'm hoping to turn into a 10 eventually, but this basically it's a double for me. It's acting in my PSA 9 set and it's also in my Zapdos set. So really excited to have that. Up next, a card I've cracked once, maybe will be cracking again. The Creature Deck Rocket Zapdos from the 25th anniversary set. This thing was a CGC 9.5. I cracked it, noticed a flaw in the card, and it shouldn't have got a 9, I don't think. So it's up to me to determine if I have the stones to try and cross it back to the 9.5. That is definitely something I'm thinking about. So stay tuned for that. This card's got awesome. It's built in hollow bleed, like it was designed to have that. The stars all the way through it. Very cool card. I have a handful of those Rocket Zapdos. This thing, I have a PSA 10 of this base unlimited Zapdos, but the CGC 10 just popped to me. This was currently a pop 1, likely going to change eventually, but this thing was really clean. I couldn't pass it up. I couldn't, like it was a PSA 10 price. It was an auction PSA 10 price, so I snap bought it pretty much. It was not snap bought, but bought it in an auction, and that was the way I felt about it. Shadowless PSA 10 Zapdos. One of the earlier Zapdos. I think this is the second one I bought, but this is one of the first PSA 10 Zapdos cards I've ever owned. Awesome card. The original Ken Sugimori art. Very cool. Very cool. This one, Pop 6, with a fat swirl by the belly. This one I just shown recently as well. This was recently acquired. Majestic Dawn Zapdos. Like I said, population 6 in a PSA 10. Extremely tough to get. It was crazy that it actually was sold to me. The guy hit me up, saw I made a post on Instagram, and then the rest was history. A couple modern cards. This one was a gift. This one came from Echo Base Collectibles. Awesome card, dude. Much appreciated. Same art as the vending series, for those of you that don't know. It's just like a modernized look at it. Up next, another modern card, Moltres Zapdos Articuno. This is a sick card. It's probably like $30 in a PWCC auction, so I was like, sure, why not? Up next, another CGC 10. Rocket Zapdos, first edition. Another sweet looking swirl up there in the clouds. Good spot for it. But yeah, another pop 1. I was like, yeah, it's the same price as a PSA 10, so I said, why not? I'll just take that one. I don't have a preference. If they're both 10s, like a PSA or CGC, give me the CGC. Give me the CGC every day. Zapdos Greenback PSA 10. So this is the top sun, the greenback. You see it there. This is a semi-low population on these, maybe 25 or so. Can't remember. But yeah, these don't see these go for sale very often. We bought that a long time ago. Fossil Zapdos, first edition in a PSA 10. This is just the $19.99. I believe only I can't remember. It might be, yeah, I think this is the only variant for first edition is the $19.99. I've owned a few of these. Sold one for like too much money not too long ago, like a year ago. This was my first ever PSA 10 card. I know I say it every time I see it, but this was the first ever PSA 10 card I purchased about a year and a half ago. Maybe not even that long ago. But absolutely beautiful card. Love Legendary Collection Reverse. This card also is... I got way too many favorites. The Aquapolis Zapdos just slaps. I had this card recreated into like an 11x17 painting. That's how much I love this card. Aquapolis Zapdos hits home. One of the more recent pickups, closing out my WotC set, was the base set 2 Zapdos. These things have the Cosmo Hollow, just like the Japanese cards. Huge fan. That one's got a nice swirl on it too. Never noticed. Looks so much better than base set, unlimited, and first edition, and shadowless. Up next, Trainers Magazine Volume 18 Zapdos. This was picked up for like $100. That was the cheapest I've seen one of these sell. Gotta love PWCC. Sometimes things just go under the radar. That was a cool pickup. Picking up a card from 2002. Decently low population as well. The only signature card in my collection, signed by Mitsuhiro Arita himself, non-personalized, if it matters to you, but it's also a Cosmo Hollow. Love it. But this was the first Zapdos Arita drew for the fossil set. As I stated, Ken Sugimori did the first one in base set and the top sunset. This is just your standard. This is probably one I need to pick up in a PSA 10 or CGC 10. This is just the standard base set 1996 release from Japan. Beautiful card. I haven't looked for that in a PSA 10. I have looked for this, however, in a PSA 10. This is a cardass vending set. Absolutely love this card. Just like the back of it, just gives you the vibes of the red and green version from Japan. Very cool. Got the old school art from the games. Love those cards. So there's a red and a green version. I would like to have both of them in a PSA 10, but it ain't happening anytime fast. Similar to this one, there ain't a whole lot of blue backs going for sale in a PSA 10. This is the highest one I got. I have one to be graded, so I'm really hoping I can pull it off with that card, which is why I haven't really been looking for it. I think it's got a chance. So, love the top sunset, blue and green. An unlimited web series Zapdos. This is the same art as our Black Star promo, just with like an e-reader border with a holographic background. This card looks sick. I really wish we got an English holographic version of that. Here's my PSA 10 of the unlimited base set. This one basically was replaced by my CGC 10, so this one might end up going for sale. I don't really need duplicates in my set, but this was the first version I had. Here is my second PSA 10 Shadowless Zapdos. Likely going to move one of these. I haven't listed it for sale or done anything. I don't need two. So right now I'm sitting on two Shadowless PSA 10 Zapdos cards. Everybody knows this card. Everybody has one almost. A PSA 10 Aoki error. As those of you that know that they put the incorrect illustrator on the bottom of these cards for the most part, and it was corrected later on. I will show you what that looks like here shortly, but basically this is the non-hollow version of that web Zapdos. EX Fire Red Leaf Green Zapdos. Not the biggest fan of like the shattered hollow foil. Can do without it personally. But yeah, this was an awesome card. Had to add it to the collection. There's only a handful of Zapdos cards I need, like black and white and earlier, in English. This is the basically the Thunderstorm theme deck, 1999-2000 Cosmo Hollow Zapdos. Essentially the same exact one that I have that Arita signed, but this one's a PSA 10. Another variant. The fossils got way too many freaking variants. It got me messed up. This is an unlimited with the corrected hollow in the top left. Non theme deck. So as you can see, most Zapdos, every single first edition one, some of the unlimited ones, all are missing that little the hollow foil on the top left. Another one. Legendary collection. It never ends. This didn't have the Cosmo Hollow. That was a serious mistake. So Legendary Collection holographic Zapdos and a PSA 10. Some of the heat's coming up now. Reminder, graded guards. Link down below in the description. Get 20% off your order if you use my code Dagreenshiz and checkout. This is a Black Label Zapdos Black Star promo. Population 1. This has the corrected artist. There's two of these in Black Label. The other one has the Aoki error, so this is the only one Black Label with a corrected artist. Another Pop 1 Zapdos. Black Label. This is the Rocket Zapdos from Gym 2. Also an Epic Swirl. Awesome card. My first Black Label card I ever owned. The Heat. Picked up at the Denver Collecticon. German first edition base set Zapdos in the Black Label. In the black on black graded guard. Looking super thick, baby. The Donner Blitz attack, the Donner attack, just thing freaking slaps. Population 1 as well. So there's literally, of these 3 Zapdos Black Labels, only one of each of them. There's literally, I think this is the only, I don't recall off the top, I'm pretty sure this is the only Black Label, like, first edition base set card. There might be one other from any language. This is the easiest one to grade, given the hollow foil. It's not very bright. So usually the only issues with these cards sometimes were the print lines. But yeah, this is an awesome card. That will wrap it up. I really hope you enjoyed your time checking it out. I think this thing has developed insane. Appreciate all the cards that were given to me. You guys are legends. This collection's never going to end, as it seems. There's freaking coming out with Zapdos cards every other set. I don't even have the Chilling Rain one. There's so many Galarian Zapdoses I don't have right now. But I'm happy to be closing the book on some of the more vintage cards. There's still need like the EX Team Rocket Zapdos. That one is expensive. And a couple others. Unlimited Gym Challenge. I need that one. But there's not too many. Really closing the door on it. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Hit the like button if you're having a good time. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.